Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Let's Think Outside the Box and Throw the Box Away. Listen, let me tell you a story about this very image that is on this jersey that I'm trying to wear. These are called aliens. Now, I'm told of a story that aliens live on a certain planet above, probably some other planet outside planet Earth. And in many cases, I'm told, when it comes to the festive days, especially the crossover into the new year, they look down on planet Earth and they see human beings celebrating, doing the fireworks. And they ask themselves, this is the story, sometimes they ask themselves and they say, why are those human beings celebrating, burning tires and doing a lot of fireworks? And then one of the aliens replied and said, it's because their planet has made 365 days around the globe. And then the other replied and said, I told you they are not intelligent creatures. That's the joke. Welcome to sujaneslawup.com. Welcome to lugogo.com. I would like to begin by sharing with you today some of the things that are on my heart. And I want to begin by reading from some of my books. And remember that we are all animals. And that the rules that govern lives of, for example, lions or wolves, or even our closest relatives, apes or primates, are not different from the rules that govern our lives. We are in basically constant competition with one another. Competition to thrive, competition to mate, competition to expand, competition to excel, competition to perhaps get a better car or a better house. And sometimes these grazings in us cause us to go a little bit beyond our limitations as human beings, forgetting that you can only have as much as what you can use at that particular moment. So these cravings and desires, sometimes if they are mishandled, you may find yourself in deep trouble if you don't have the common sense, the intellect, to make a decision and say, I'm not going to go beyond this level. So even as we go through the challenges of life today and tomorrow, sometimes you may be offended, sometimes you may be attacked. This morning, for example, I woke up with a little bit of a low of a spirit because of some of the things that are happening in my life. But I choose to focus on the positive ones because I realize that many people are struggling to make an impact in society. Listen, the greatest gift that you have is the fact that you have been given birth. Okay, the fact that someone gave birth to you, that's the greatest gift. It doesn't matter whether it's an African or a particular tribe, but that gifting that God endowed on you, that ability to be able to be a human being, is the beginning of the validation of your success. And the moment you realize that I'm going to begin, regardless of whatever challenge that is going to be faced before me, then I can guarantee you that you're on your way to excel. So, what does it mean to be truly human? Being human is to live by ideals, and sometimes it's not the it that you want. In most cases, it's not the fantasy of the it. So that's why they say, be careful what you hunt for. Because sometimes they say the hunt is sweeter than the kill. Because the moment you get it, you may not want it anymore. But it is these small little moments like rationality, compassion, and even self-sacrifice. Those moments where you can live to make your brother or sister a much better creature. In my discourse with my friend Mahiri Balunya, doctorate, I made some allusions in terms of the difference between what they call intellectualism and scholarism. And this is what we argued. He says, you must understand, for example, we begin by quoting what Bernard Shaw said, that most men see things that they are and ask why, and we dream of things that are not and ask why not. And his argument, he said, there's a law, what we call the law of the negation, where one moves from what they call a thesis to an antithesis to a synthesis, meaning that times you have to learn to churn information. Those are three different diasporas that you have to learn to navigate through. And his argument is that we may have so many people or professors or people who acknowledge themselves to have some kind of accolade, but sometimes these people end up living in what they call past intellectual glory. Now we are thinking of people who are able to live and fashion and change the world for tomorrow. We're talking about things that are going to affect tomorrow. People like Steve Jobs, by the time they lost their lives, they said, we have invented things, but the world is not yet ready to receive them. Those are the people I'm talking about. People like the owner of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg. People like Bill Gates. You have to learn to think outside the box. You have to learn to prepare yourself, even at the point when the world seems to be castigating. They are castigators. The people who are going to draw you down, to pull your impetus down, to make sure that you go back to those places of complacency. Because not everyone gets excited of what you do. Not everyone is excited of what you are doing. Some of them are actually very offended because they see you progressing. They are struggling to become like you. And so they'll begin throwing every kind of dirt and mud towards you with the intention of trying to discourage you from fulfilling your dream. But listen, my brother and sister, that should not discourage you. Those are challenges that you're going to find in day-to-day life, even as you navigate through life. So those are the things that I would like to talk about. But also, more importantly, my brother Mahiri, who comes from the Center for Critical Thinking and Alternative Analysis, he says that some of the things, for example, that we've been doing are groundbreaking works. And in response to this, he says that in the home of academia, we have two models of scholarship. There's what they call offensive scholarship and defensive scholarship. Offensive scholarship basically focuses on developing and teasing out new thoughts and ideas and concepts. And on the other hand, decision-making abilities. And defensive scholarship, on the other hand, reacts to what they call offensive scholarship through criticism, dialogue, and what they call discussion. So intellectuals should accept to live with a binary of the two models in order to sustain what they call rational reasoning. So if you feel that some of the things that we are doing may be offensive to you, or perhaps they have some shortcomings in them, the best response to them is by giving a critique, a constructive criticism in terms of rational reasoning, okay, so that you can be able to be on record rather than simply hula-belaying and making a lot of allegations and smearing and mass. That will not take you anywhere, because at the end of the day you end up backbiting yourself. And I think it was Dr. King who said that I choose love because love is a lighter burden than hate, because I choose to go with love. So even as we prepare, even as we begin to engage in life, even as we begin to focus in the things of life, my encouragement to you is keep doing what you know you're supposed to do. Please do not give up. Many are going to stone you. Many are going to critique you. Many are going to abuse you. Many, if anything, they would like to bewitch you, or even to shoot you, even to kill you. Those are what we call human beings. But I want you to have the resolve in you to keep doing what God has put in your heart and to never give up, to focus, keep moving until God himself says, this is your time. Die empty, like Dr. Miles Monroe says. You know, the wealthiest place on planet Earth is the graveyard. You know why? Because the graveyard has many dreams, people who died with unfinished dreams, unfinished houses, unfinished books that they would have written. So I would like you, when that time comes, when they say you have finished your job, they say, surely this individual has finished their job. It is okay to be critiqued. It's okay to be, to be challenged. That's how we deal with it. We deal with criticism. Many people throw things at me in different directions. And sometimes my very best friends betray me. They go behind me, backbite me, mudsling, speak every kind of junk over me. But I choose to listen, to pick the good things out of them, and then focus on making myself better. That's why the theme of 2023 is focus, stay humble, stay hungry. So my brethren, may God bless you even as you begin to focus, stay hungry, and never give up. Thank you, and thank you for your attention.